Are you leveraging the power of AI to your strategic advantages so you can have more time and more confidence in your leadership role? Let me tell you a story. A couple of weeks ago, I was feeling really overwhelmed. My mom had been in hospital the day before. I had to bring my 9-year-old Kate to her own hospital appointment, and I was trying to onboard a new team member, all while we had 5 new 360 Leaders Club members joining that week. I was also juggling at the time. I was juggling lots of preparation for my upcoming event that I'm hosting in Dublin in September. We had new members coming. We had their leadership and life reset session. We were looking at boundaries. I was trying to make that session amazing for them. We were trying to develop CPD accredited leadership training. I was trying to remember to book my parking for the next trip I need to do. And my executive assistant had just finished up. So my whole team was totally stretched. My home life felt like it was falling apart and I could feel the mental overload building. So I was sitting there and I think I was hormonal as well. I mean, let's just throw in some hormones, will we? Because the hormones are real, girls, right? We talk about this in 360 all the time. The brain fog, the mental overwhelm. It's so hard as you get older, right? So I was sitting there and I was lying in bed and I think, did I have a cry or I felt like I was going to cry? One or the other. And I couldn't sleep and I was going, how am I going to sort all of this out? There's so many moving pieces. There's so much instability and uncertainty. There's so many things I need to do, even though my team is in a bit of flux at the moment. My support systems, which would be my mom was unwell. My sister is also unwell. She has been off work. There's just, there's times when, your support around you. So I was sitting there going, what am I going to do? So what I decided to do was I opened up our custom 360 GPT that I created. Now I have created this 360 GPT for our 360 Leaders Club members and they absolutely love it because they say it's like having me in their pocket. But what they don't know, and if you're a 360 member, you're going to hear this probably for the first time, is that I use this too. I have given it so much of my knowledge, but I've also given it so much information in terms of best practices for coaching approaches, best practices for productivity based on thousands of hours of research. So it literally has everything and it gives the best answers to lots of different scenarios. So this particular night, I pulled out our 360 custom GPT and I opened a voice note. So if you're not using voice notes on AI, like you're missing out if you're a talker like me. And I literally brain dumped everything I was holding in my head from what I'd already done to what I was outstanding because I had felt like, let me see, can you relate to this? I felt like my to-do list was so long that I was going around in circles. I felt like I was getting nowhere and I certainly did not feel like I had accomplished anything. Now, as a positive psychology coach, I'm all about growth mindset. However, I need to be reminded of my own teachings at times too, which is why I've created the GPT. So I brain dumped everything. I think I nearly broke the internet with my brain dump that day. And ChatGPT literally took my messy list, not ChatGPT, our 360 GPT, took that messy list and really helped me to do 5 things. The first thing is I got a lot of clarity fast. It helped to structure my scattered thoughts into a really clean, actionable list. Now, I'm a master at AI prompts. I don't know if you guys know that, but we leverage AI so heavily in my business, everything from helping craft better copy to better emails to helping me do podcast outlines. Okay, even this particular podcast outline, after I had finished the chat, I asked it to create a podcast outline for me so I could tell you the story so I didn't forget the story, right? So I use it quite a lot for business and for myself. So it gave me a lovely actionable list. The second thing it did is it helped me to prioritize with logic. Now, I'm pretty good at prioritization, but I also leverage the power of AI and amazing ChatGPT prompts to help me to really be effective. And in 360 Leaders Club, girls in 360 who listen to the podcast, just a side note, little reminder, if you go into the productivity tab in the 360 community area, you're going to see there are, I think it's 72 ChatGPT prompts in one of the guides for time saving for leadership, okay, to help prioritize. And they're so effective. So if you haven't gone in there to steal some prompts for so many different situations when it comes to you and your time, you're missing out. So head in there if you are a 360 member. And if you're not, you can get on the wait list for the next time we are opening up spots. Just go to 360leadersclub.com/waitlist. So anyway, it helped me to really prioritize, and it helped me to really identify what I needed, what really needed my attention. And it was back and forth, right? So I talk to it like it's a real person. I talk to it like I'm talking to a coach, and I've trained it to coach my members as well. I've trained it to give answers, but also to give motivation and inspiration, and they love it, and I love it too. The third thing I did was I got it to help create team instructions. So this was on a Friday evening after an absolute head melt of a week. And so I could log off. I always try and close out my week so I can really be present at the weekends. And it helped me to write a Monday morning meeting agenda so I could brief my team clearly on exactly where we were focusing. Remembering that my team was in flux. I was hiring a new team member. There was 2 other team members who were finishing up. And you know, when your team is in flux, everything just feels like it's a bit in the air because roles and responsibilities are not clear. I was terrified things were going to fall between the cracks. When it comes to my 360 membership and my corporate clients, like, you guys are always number one. And one of my biggest fears is not delivering with excellence. It's probably a little of the professional validation thing that a lot of my members struggle with too. Like, I want to deliver to a high standard. So I always want to make sure that my head is in a good place that I can do that. So getting this list with the team instructions was a game changer. It also helped me then to stay on brand. So everything I shared with my team was in my tone of voice and felt really aligned. And the other thing I love about ChatGPT is sometimes I'm really direct in my communication, and you either love me or I'm meh, or you really don't like me, which is fine. That's the same with everybody. But sometimes I'm so direct, and my team tell me they appreciate it, but I think it's like my soul doesn't like the directness. I like to try to say things with love, but sometimes it comes out too direct and too blunt. So I often use ChatGPT to help me to soften my language. So let's say you want to say to your team something like, "Oh my God, for God's sake, how many times do I have to ask you to get this to me by Friday?" Right? That's what maybe you want to say. The 360 Custom GPT is programmed to help you to say things more tactfully and in a way that's going to make your team feel empowered, and you're still going to get the result. Because one thing I know for sure is, like, I never want to talk down to my team, and I don't think you guys should either, because everyone is doing their best with the time they have, the resources they have where they're at in their headspace. So I just like to use it to help me to, be a little bit more soft sometimes when I really want to choke somebody's neck. I don't mean that, Katie and Ali, if you're listening to this. And finally, the fifth thing that it really helped me to do is I felt in control again. And most importantly, as soon as I had this conversation with the GPT and I had my list and it used all the prompts and it knew exactly what to do to solve this problem for me, I stopped spinning. I was able to finally relax. I had a glass of wine and I felt like I had lost about 10 pounds. That is no word of a lie. The weight was off my shoulders. So what I learned from this is I realized that when everything is going round in your head, number one, you don't have to do everything. What you do need is the headspace to decide what matters. And the 360 GPT I've created is just way more than a clever AI tool. It can actually be your personal assistant when your brain is full and your to-do list is endless. So obviously when you're in 360, you get access to me. I'm in the community every day. I will answer questions if people have questions. Everyone else will support because it's not all about me. I definitely don't have all the answers. You'll have other people in there sharing things. And obviously we have the coaching sessions and the executive roundtable, and we have the CPD accredited leadership training and our guest experts and all that good stuff. We give you lots of options to learn. But when it's midnight or it's 2 a.m. and you've something on your mind, like, that's the time I've often gone into our 360 GPT and been like, okay, what would I tell myself right now if I was in coach mode? Because I get into a spin too. And then it reminds me of what I would tell myself, and it tells my clients too, which is amazing. So I suppose just to finish up, the moral of my story is, please leverage AI. It can be your personal assistant. It can be your coach. If you want to get access to my amazing 360 GPT, you'll have to come to join 360 Leaders Club. You can join the waitlist, like I said. And really, I just want you to know that if you are holding everything together in your head, or you're constantly second guessing what you do, and you don't need more hustle. What you need is better delegation. And even that, if it is to an AI, what you need to do is be able to free your brain up for that strategic thinking, the stuff that's actually going to move the needle for the business and also for your career. And I told you already at the start, but after my entire chat with ChatGPT, and you can do this too, I didn't want this lesson to go unshared, because I know that there's some people here today who are definitely in 360 who are going to use the 360 GPT. And I was able to obviously turn this into a Google Doc. We use Google Docs, could be a Word doc, for my team that had the Monday morning agenda, clear priorities, everything was super clear. I created the meeting plan, the agenda, and I couldn't have done it myself because I was so in my head. And that is the power of having access to an AI-powered assistant that never sleeps and doesn't need reminding to do the airport car booking either, because that was something else. It was like, make sure you book your airport parking. It was so helpful there. So if you want access to this GPT and you want access to the most amazing strategies to develop as a leader, as a woman, so that you become the best version of you, so you can lead with more impact, so you can really improve your confidence and have access to the freshest, most cutting edge tools, from AI to mindset to leadership to communication, everything, I would love to invite you to join the waitlist. And when we open up spots again, you will be invited to apply. I've shared earlier how the membership is growing exponentially now, so I have to be a lot more selective about who we invite into the club. Again, 360 is for women who want to build on their professional confidence, who want to work on their executive presence and their communication skills, and who want better work-life balance. Because I'm all about helping you achieve 360-degree success. I can help you get more time, for sure. I can help you to believe in yourself. We can empower you with tools so you fucking rise in your organization, all while having time to go to the gym, see your friends, take care of yourself. And I know it might sound too good to be true, but that's because you are not in 360. You've got to come in to experience the magic. So head over to 360leadersclub.com/waitlist if you feel called. It is for women who are from senior manager to executive level. We have 3 distinct peer groups. So you will be with women who are your peers or above. And we are all about inclusion too. So we give lots of opportunities for the entire community to learn from each other as well. But our coaching calls are segmented so that the conversations are equitable and that you get exactly what you need from the women who you need it from, and from me and my amazing associate coaches and trainers too. So that's it for this week's episode of the show. I hope you enjoyed this AI chat. I absolutely love AI. I would be dead without it. Couldn't run my business without it. And again, if you want to access that GPT, you know exactly where to find us. So until next time, have a great week. Go and let me know if you liked the episode. Share this with your friends, because this is a really cool way to use AI that can really, really help you to reclaim more time and to feel better on yourself. So see you again next week. Take care. Bye for now.